Hi, y'all. Understanding calorie conservation for survival, long-term survival. So let me talk about this here. Okay. So these are frozen potatoes. See that? I got sugar beet leaves, frozen. This egg is not frozen, but I got the Asian long bean, frozen, and processing uh, more potatoes to throw in the freezer. So what I'm talking about here is rationing the food for sustainable long-term survival. Now, a lot of people will probably eat straight through everything they have, not even thinking about it. So in energy conservation, just surviving, the body needs about 1,600 calories a day just to stay alive. That's what it burns. The human body burns about 1,600 calories a day just to survive. So the idea is to bring in about 1,600 calories a day. Okay. So if you look at the potatoes, it's about 350 calories a pound, 356 calories a pound. So there's 16 ounces in a pound. So, divide that by 3, it comes out to 5 point something. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm just creating 6-ounce portions, right? 6 times 3 is 18. So I'm just gonna go ahead and call this a third of 350, which is about 100, and I'm just gonna go ahead and call it 120 calories. Okay. So 120 calories, and I'm gonna zip this up. Now I process the potatoes from the harvest. I'm starting to slowly process them a little bit at a time. Can't eat all the potatoes at one time. So anyway, when you look at, let's say 120 calories, okay, plus an egg is 75 calories, okay. So that's 195 calories right here, okay? 195. Now, 1 tablespoon of olive oil is 130 calories, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and call this 200 calories right here, okay? So that's 330 calories now. See that? 330 calories. Now, if you mix in some sugar beet leaves or some Asian beans, maybe some onions. Onions doesn't have a lot of calories, but it's got nutrients. Mix in a little bit of other stuff in here. The idea is to get about somewhere around 500 calories total for one meal, okay? So 200, 330, need to get in another like 150 calories. So you got your beans, right? And I've got so many, my freezer's full of this stuff. I can't eat it all. So this is like a taco, or you can mix it with some kind of canned chicken or something like that, canned beef, and turn it into like something else. So the idea is you've got to ration your food and eat just enough to stay alive and not lose weight or gain weight. And you're getting your oils and you're getting your protein and the carbs, carbohydrates. You want to have a balanced nutrition. And yeah, I think I've pretty much covered this. So there's a lot of planning. What I'm trying to say here is there is a lot of planning that goes into um, actually being able to stay alive in a serious famine type collapse. Okay? You have to really think about calories. You have to focus on calories and figure out properly. You need a nutritionist really to be able to figure out how to stay alive and not lose weight and not lose any of your processing abilities in your head. Okay? Of course, there'd be some salt in here, maybe some carnation milk, milk powder, something to get, a little bit of a varied calorie entry diet, so you don't lose your ability to think and process information while you're trying to survive. A lot of strategies going into this. I'm going to be making I'm actually going to create a garden plan to eat one meal a day out of the survival garden. Just one meal a day with real live food. Okay, I've got to be able to harvest something year round. And remember, your food storage, once you start going into your food storage, okay, you're going to start running out of food. Okay, if you ever, but this is going to be planned storage right here. There's another type of food storage where it's getting critical. But yeah, this is part of my plan. This is stored food, but my plan for the next calendar year, which is going to start in October, is to eat something out of the garden once a week. Okay, I already know I could grow food, have food in the ground, calorie-dense food like this right here, or heavy food. I already know I could have that in the ground with no problem every month of the year. Now the idea is to try to do it every week out of the year. Build on the experience. It's going to be an interesting next year. I hope you're around for it. This is a planning and strategic thinking type of survival concept here that I'm talking about. Having food in the ground every day of the year, but eating only once a week out of the garden every week out of the year. See y'all later. I hope you get something out of the video. You need to really think about your calories and, mix in cream, mix in sugar with carnation, powder milk, and you got a pretty good meal. All right, see y'all later.